These words of Torah are dedicated to Le'ilu Neshamat. My father, Zichrono Livracha, Avi Mori, Yaakov Rafael ben Aharon, and also for my late brother, Zichrono Livracha, Daniel Eliyahu ben Yaakov Rafael, and for a refuah shalema for my mother, Ruth Rivka bat Sarah. So looking at Gemara Beitza, Tet Vav Amad Bet, that's 15b. In Gemara Beitza, I'm looking at folio 4 in the Art Scroll Gemara. Pasuk is quoted from Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 10, and it reads as follows: Ve'al te'atzvu, ki chedvat Hashem hi ma'uzchem. Do not be melancholy on this day, as in the day of Rosh Hashanah, for the joy of Hashem is your security. Reading footnote 27, the prophet there, Nehemiah, exhorts the people, the Jewish people, to celebrate the Rosh Hashanah holiday properly, in terms of being happy and not to be down, not to feel depressed, but to really enjoy it with simcha, and to be happy that Hashem has given us this festival. Now the Gemara further down the page asks, Ki chedvat Hashem hi ma'uzchem. What does this mean? The joy of Hashem is your security. It can sometimes mean strength. The joy of Hashem is your strength. What does that mean? Amar Rav Yochanan, Shum Rav Eliezer. Rabbi Yochanan said in the name of Rav Eliezer, Amar lehem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael, the Holy One, blessed be He, God, said to the Jewish people, Banai levu alai, my sons, borrow on my account, v'kadshu kedushat hayom, and properly honor, sanctify the holiness of the day, v'ha'aminu bi v'ani porea, and trust in me, and I will repay your loans. Footnote 38, this means if a person does not have sufficient money for his Shabbat or festival needs, he should borrow the necessary funds and may trust that God will provide him with the resources to pay the loan. Thus the Prophet states, for the joy of Hashem is your security. What does it mean? That is the joy that you have in honor of God by celebrating the holiday of Rosh Hashanah and in general Shabbat and Yom Tov. This provides for your security that will assist you in repaying the loans you take out for its sake. This is something that Rashi states. So we learn from here the attitude that one should have going into Yom Tov. One often hears people say, oh no, it's a 2-day Yom Tov, it's 2 days, it's 3 days, sometimes when it's next to Shabbat, as it is in this case this year. A person should really have the right attitude to enjoy Yom Tov and go in it with simcha, and as a bit of inspiration, a person should know that the simcha with which he invests in the holiday, his attitude approaching the holiday, and when he's within the holiday itself, the simcha, if he has sincere and true joy that he's celebrating Hashem's festivals, that provides for his security, his financial security for the rest of the year. So really, this is telling us really to stick our neck out. If a person is not comfortably off, Chas v'shalom, and he's not doing well financially, the Gemara here, the pasuk in Nehemiah says, go and borrow for whatever your needs are, for the needs for Yom Tov. Honor and sanctify the day of Rosh Hashanah in particular properly, and this of course extends to all Yomim Tovim. Honor the day properly, go and borrow the funds, and have faith in Hashem, have emunah in Hashem. Hashem will provide you with the means to repay those loans. That's remarkable. This really shows us how we can stick our necks out and really show that we have emunah in Hashem. And this can be a difficult area for some people. People approach money with a variety of attitudes. Some people are very generous, some people are the other extreme, and some people are in the middle. But here we have an opportunity to show that we really have emunah in Hashem and His Torah, and really the emunat chachamim, because it's the chachamim that are saying this. Is a pasuk from Nehemiah, and it's the Gemara that is expounding the pasuk in Nehemiah, that we should really approach the day with happiness and to honor the festival. Now, taking this further, looking at a Mishnah in Sota. Okay, the Mishnah in Sota on Gemara 48a, folio 3, that's Memchet Amad Aleph. The Mishnah there states, Mishecha Rav Bet HaMikdash, from the time the temple was destroyed, Upasku Anshe Amanah Yisrael, and there ceased to be people of faith. Footnote number 30 explains what people of faith are. Because faith or emunah can mean a variety of things in the realm of Avodat Hashem. People of faith are those who place their trust in God and rely on Him to provide their needs. They willingly spend on charity, the beautification of mitzvot, and Shabbat and Yom Tov expenditures, and are not anxious. They are not anxious lest their means be depleted. So a person who aspires to have emunah will be able to spend on Yom Tov and Shabbat expenditures and on the general expenditure of mitzvot, and he won't be anxious that he's spending his money, that he's losing money. This is a level that we should aspire to. Now let's go back to our Gemara in Beit Sa and look at one last final point, especially in view of the fact that Yom Tov Rosh Hashanah is fast approaching in a couple of days' time. So looking at Beit Sa, Tet Zayin Amud Aleph 16a, folio 1. כל מזונותיו של אדם קצובים לו מראש השנה ועד יום הכיפורים. All of a person's income is fixed each year from Rosh Hashanah until Yom Kippur. That is, a person's total income for the year is decided from Rosh Hashanah until Yom Kippur. חוץ מחוצאת שבתות וחוצאת ימים טובים, with the exception of expenditures for Shabbat and festivals, and the expenditures והוצאת בניו לתלמוד Torah, and the expenditures for teaching one's children Torah. שאם פחתין לו, if one spends less, he receives less. ואם הוסיף מוסיפין לו, and if one spends more on these items, he receives more. Thus, the expenditures made for these mitzvot do not actually diminish a person's total income. Looking at footnote 4, thus, the amount a person is allotted to fund these mitzvot is not fixed in advance. Rather, depending on what he spends on these mitzvot, the profitability of his ventures in it is increased or decreased accordingly. So from this we learn what our attitude should be towards money, and especially in the realm of spending on Shabbat and Yom Tov. I was last year, I remember it was just before Yom Tov, I think it was Rosh Hashanah, and I was in a bakery and there was a bit of a queue, and the woman in front of me asked the lady in the shop, how much is this cake? And the cake seemed to be on the expensive side, and you could see this woman was deterred from buying this cake for Yom Tov, and she declined to buy it. And I thought, only afterwards I reflected upon, I said, I wish this lady knew these Gemaras. If she knew this, she'd say, you know what, I like the cake, in honor of Yom Tov, I'm going to spend the money, even though I can't afford it necessarily, I'm going to spend the money. If only she knew, Ki chedvat Hashem hima uzchem, with the happiness and the simcha with which one honors the Yom Tov, that provides for financial security for the rest of the year. May we all have a good and blessed Rosh Hashanah and a blessed year full of blessing, and may we all enter Yom Tov with the simcha that we are inspired to have from these Gemarot. Baruch Adonai L'olam, Amen v'Amen.